Hey guys, Joe here from Big Shark Gaming, and today I want to announce to you guys that we are finished with the rough edges of Feeling Lucky with Sharks. We're working on actually making this a thing. As far as like a weekly game show goes, right now me, Jay, Knox, and Kelly are all working towards making it like a better production. So Knox is working on like the opening sequence as well as like the thumbnail for it. Jay is working on just making up like a further theme song for it. As far as like the music wise, we already have a general idea as to what the lyrics of the song's gonna be. I was actually gonna debut that today, but as you can tell, I have no voice, so I can't let alone do my voice, let alone do Trevor's voice. Um, so hopefully this will go away soon. I'm actually recording this today is January 12th, Thursday, which is the day that Feeling Lucky with Sharks usually goes up on Thursdays. That's a tentative schedule right now. Obviously, this isn't an episode of Feeling Lucky with Sharks. I just want to give you an update as to why there's not going to be any Feeling Lucky with Sharks. Those previous two episodes were just kind of like test episodes, like test the waters and see what we were going to do with it, see how we liked it. But we actually came up with like an official set of rules for the game, which we had to revise because I saw in the last video how Feeling Lucky with Sharks was. The format of the game has changed actually since we last played. So we made a set of rules and we had to revise the set of rules to go along with that. But these are the official set of rules that we have come up with so far. Rule number one is that Trevor T. Rosenthal is the host of the show. You know who Trevor T. Rosenthal is. He's the person that's in Treventures. He's the shark. The second rule is that the champion from the last episode goes first. This will not be in effect the first episode because obviously we will not have a champion. The first episode will be featuring either Kelly and myself or Jay and myself. So then we'll carry on from there. The third rule is that there will be 3 rounds of queries selected from the questions category. This rule is actually going to be revised a little bit further because the other categories, if you saw in our previous videos of Feeling Lucky, those categories were kind of obscure and weren't really like easy to play around with, but those have been revamped and some categories are more okay to play around with now, and we are going to be like testing those a little bit further before we launch the series. See which other categories we can add into what we will be selecting from. I think at this point we might just be leaving out like people because like I think it's like that category is still too obscure. It'll give you like a name and you have to like throw up last names, and that's not always the most fun or funny to watch, in my opinion. So rule number 4 is that contestants will get a quarry and have 4 attempts. This is up from the previous. It was 3 strikes, but now the game has been reworked, so you get 4 attempts instead of 3 strikes. So the contestant will get a query and have 4 attempts to earn as many points as possible with those 4 attempts. Once all 4 attempts are used, the next contestant will get to go with a new query. The player who scores the most points on that round will go first in the second round. This means that there will be 6 different queries for all 3 rounds combined. That means that obviously the 2 players are not going to be playing with the same 2 queries, but they will be playing in the same category for that round. So it's going to be the same category, just different queries because we can't work it out in a way where they're going to play the same queries. That wouldn't make sense because obviously you're going to know the answers for it. So number 5, if there are 2 answers to a query containing similar finishes after they receive their 4 attempts, the player will be rewarded with points for both. The example for this is that the query is why do I blank, and the player gives the answer poop. After the 4 attempts, the answers get revealed. If one of the answers is something like poop so much, they will get the points for that because obviously you're not going to say why do I poop and then follow it up with why do I poop so much. So we want to make it fair and round it out where if like the query is something along the lines of what you're saying or is like containing something that you're saying, you will get points for both just to make it fair. Rule number 6 is players' points will be combined after 3 rounds, and the player with the most points will be that show's champions. Champions are guaranteed a spot on the next episode unless time does not persist or they decline. This will result in a forfeit, and the entry of the loser from the previous week will be a new contestant. So obviously, like, if it's me and Jay Wins, but Jay is unavailable to film the next episode, I will step into his place and I will, fill that spot for the next episode. Rule number 7 is insulting the host will result in a deduction of 1,000 points. Obviously, Trevor is the most annoying human being, shark being on the planet. He gets under your skin, he pisses you off, he makes you agitated. So insulting the host, which is going to add a layer of comedy, will result in a deduction of 1,000 points to try to keep that to a minimum. It's going to happen. We're all going to insult the host, and we're all going to lose 1,000 points or more. And I thought it would be a funny way to change the game up. Because, these aren't going to be, scripted episodes. They're going to be completely impromptu and completely involuntary. So, if, Trevor says something to get under your skin and he pisses you off and you, fire back an insult, there goes 1,000 points. And that could really change the game. In the case of a tie, there will be a sudden death round. And where players give answers to a query, and whoever's answer is worth more points, they will be the winner. A strike is the equivalent to 0 points, and if both players receive a strike, a new query will be selected and the process will be repeated until a winner is determined. Obviously, with the way that Feeling Lucky with Sharks is balanced, you can never have the same amount of points. It's incremental of 1,000 points from 1,000 to 10,000. So if the person gives a number 1 answer, that's automatic win. But if both players get a strike, that's going to be a 0. So that's the only way they can have a tie in that sudden death round. And that will keep going on and on and on until there is a winner crown. And that's the rules for Feeling Lucky with Sharks. We are taking auditions to the show. You do have to have a Google email account, a Gmail account. This way we could contact you as well as do Google Hangouts. We do record the show over Google Hangout just for the audio purposes because the audio is pretty clear, except for Kelly and I, obviously, because we live together. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for giving us this opportunity. I'm really excited for this. I really want this to work out. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. Leave a comment section down below as to what else you would like to see in the future. Again, I'm Joe from Big Shark Gaming, and my voice is getting worse and worse, so I'm going to actually cut this video here. But I want to thank you guys so much, and stay tuned for the first season of Feeling Lucky with Sharks. Thanks, guys. Dance on, left shark, dance on.